If you think Democrats and Republicans are actually fighting each other, then you're missing the point. Because the real game is keeping you watching the fight while nothing actually changes. This is Act Bigger. The show is about understanding the systems shaping our world, not just what's happening, but how we actually got here. And so if you want real world breakdowns on power, politics, and influence, please consider subscribing on Substack and YouTube, because this is something a lot of people feel but don't know how to explain. If you've ever watched WWE, you already get it. There's a hero, there's a villain, they fight, they argue, and they make you pick a side. At the end of the day, they're both a part of the same show, and that's what politics looks like right now. Democrats play the hero, Republicans play the villain. Every election, the stakes go up, the outrage gets louder, and everyone tells you this is the most important moment ever, the most important election of our lifetime, but then the system stays the same. That's not an accident. After Citizens United in 2010, money flooded into politics. Outside spending went from under $1 billion to over $4 billion in recent elections, and over $14 billion was spent on the 2020 election alone. This is what that actually looks like. Think about that. Billions of dollars every cycle, and somehow the biggest problems in this country never actually get solved. Once that kind of money is in the system, the goal isn't to fix anything. The goal is to keep the fight going, because the fight is what makes the money. The outrage is what makes the money. The illusion of opposition is what makes money. So when real change actually gets close, raising the minimum wage, universal health care, ending endless wars, the lobbyists put on the pressure and the system does what it's designed to do. You see the same pattern every time. Not full support, not full opposition, just enough resistance to make sure true progressive policy never actually happens. And that blame rotates. While they tell you the ideas are too extreme to get support intentionally, one group of Democrats blocks it this time, another group folds next time. So no one has to take the blame every single time, and everyone goes back to their base and says, well, we tried our hardest. If you think that sounds like a stretch, watch this.
Last week, a record number of Senate Democrats voted to block arms sales to Israel. And also recently, one of the leading Senate candidates in Michigan, Democratic candidates, said that the Israeli government was just as evil as Hamas. You have voted to continue those arms sales. Are you on the wrong side of public opinion in your party on this issue?
Our caucus is united and focused on ending the war in Iran. And that's why we're going to be voting tomorrow on Baldwin's resolution, and we're going to keep voting on those resolutions again and again and again.
7 Democrats just joined Republicans to block a measure that would have stopped U.S. arms sales to Israel at a time when the majority of Democratic voters by far and wide support a ceasefire and want the U.S. to stop funding useless wars. So ask yourself, if their own voters want it, why are they the ones helping stop it? Ending that funding doesn't just challenge Republicans, it challenges the entire system they're operating inside of. Corporate Democrats understand they can play the hero, fight the villain, fundraise off the outrage, and never actually change the system, because real change could end the game. And the same system funding their campaigns is the same system spending billions lobbying against those policies. So of course, nothing passes. It's not supposed to. Real leftist policies, again, universal health care, raising wages, protecting housing prices, ending corporate influence, ending the war machine. These don't just threaten Republicans, they threaten the entire system, and that includes Democrats who benefit from it. So instead of breaking the system, they manage it. And here's where it all starts to fall apart.
Progressive House Democrats, including Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, reportedly wanted to strip the $1 billion from the bill for the Iron Dome anti-missile system, or they wouldn't vote to fund the government. Democrats passed the bill without the funding, but House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer says he plans to call a vote later this week to fully fund the Iron Dome. House Republican Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy tweeted, "Democrats just pulled funding from the Iron Dome, the missile defense system that has saved countless lives in Israel from Hamas rocket attacks. While Dems capitulate to the anti-Semitic influence of their radical members, Republicans will always stand with Israel."
When people realize this, that it's a performance, they stop believing in the hero altogether. And when people stop believing in the hero, some people start rooting for the villain, not because they love the villain, but because they want to see if the hero was ever real in the first place. And Democrats keep failing that test. They campaign for change, they fundraise on change, they position themselves as the solution. But when it comes down to it, they don't break the system. They operate inside it because it benefits them too. So if we actually want something different, we don't need better actors in the same script. We need people willing to throw the script out completely. That's why supporting real progressive candidates matters, because this doesn't get fixed from the middle. It gets fixed by changing the incentives entirely. Dream big, act bigger.